Now, panic buying, shelves empty due to fears around coronavirus. Where's it all going? To discuss, we're now joined by Matlou Setati, Executive of Food Safety Initiative at the Consumer Goods Council of South Africa. Thank you very much, Matlou, for joining us. So are you able to assess, firstly, the impact of what's going on right now? We have seen disaster buying or panic buying.
Thank you so much, and thank you to the listeners at home. We have assessed that, and we get the data from our fellow retailers in a sense that they, as you may have seen in the media, have been stocked out, but we urge the consumers to refrain from panic buying because that puts a lot of pressure on the supply of goods, and also we are the level of food waste that might come from the bulk buying, and also the safety of the consumers as they do engage with the shopping with the various other consumers in the retail stores.
So you're talking about fights, but the fear is here that goods will run out. That's what's driving it. Obviously, is that a valid fear or not?
I think so far we are not worried, as we work with manufacturers and retailers equally, and they are in constant communication with giving each other data in terms of what needs to be produced more from a retail point of view, and also that data will be fed into the manufacturers. That we should be able to apply, and also we appreciate the government for to retailers and manufacturers to say, if you need any to scale up in terms of production, let's work together and ensure that there is no food insecurity that is encountered.
Yeah. All right, we're losing your Skype at times, but let's keep trying for now. After the President's announcement, ports of entry were closed, travel bans imposed. Explain how goods, because we know that in South Africa we import a lot, can goods still move around the restrictions? Explain exactly how it works.
Well, imports have not been banned, so there is no worry in terms of whatever that we need to import, and most of the retailers and manufacturers, they've got almost like 3 or 2 tier in terms of their supply. They source from various areas, so they are managing that, but we are comfortable with the production that we have locally, with the big manufacturers that we have locally. Currently, we are comfortable with the supply that we will be able to maintain the supply.
Yeah. We do hear, though, that supply chains are hugely affected because of China. So China makes many things. Sometimes it can be a small thing that's part of a bigger thing, but it affects the whole. Is that a valid concern?
It is a valid concern. As you can imagine, for most of the small suppliers, they might have a huge reliance on China. However, we work closely with the DTI in terms of their data analysis, in terms of their trading partners. Comfortable that we'll also make sure that whatever data that's available in terms of what could go out of stock, we share it amongst the role players so that we are on top of things.
All right. Right now, is there a big backlog? Let's look at the things going off the shelves. Sanitizers. How quickly can those be restored or replenished on the shelves?
Well, sanitizers have been a great concern. Possibly, it might be by what we were producing previously, because there was not much of a high need for sanitizers. But we have other companies that have said they will pledge their money in terms of supporting any companies that are willing to scale up, and some companies had said they have capacity in terms of availing their facilities. So we are looking at those mechanisms to put in place to ensure that such essential goods are available.
What about the price of these essential goods now? Many people think they need that sanitizer in their bag or their pocket, and they're being charged more. Is that fair, or is it exploitative?
Well, I think at some point, some people or some companies might take advantage of the situation, which we have spoken to the various members that we have on our database, and they are not looking to go that route in terms of raising their costs. So, but we do urge any other company that is looking to have any unwarranted price increases to refrain from doing that, because we need to work together as a country to ensure that everyone is safe and they are getting every essential goods that they need. But sanitizers and face masks have been quite a challenge in terms of that. We had a lot of consumers reaching out to us and showing us pictures, especially from online stores, where they've been really escalated.
All right, so discouraging price hikes. That was Matlou Setati, Executive for Food Safety, the initiative at the Consumer Goods Council of South Africa.